in Plateau State have now been concluded, but INEC has not made any declaration yet. But let me get to our correspondent in Plateau State, Tijesu Adeoye, to give us updates. Tijesu, what can you tell us at this moment? We understand that collation has ended, just waiting for INEC to make the final declaration.
Yes, Precious. 17 local government results have already been announced by the returning officers from that local government. Now the center is on recess and the state returning officer is currently doing the final collation before the announcement, the formal announcement of result and a possible winner. But we registered, the center actually registered, some controversies. One that had to do with just not result. The party agents actually made complaints about some of the polling centers. That is, some of the agents. Even the INEC returning officer actually registered that they are yet to hear from 14 of their polling agents. They are yet to get results from them, and so they had to just proceed since they have waited. They said they waited for about 2 days and they couldn't get across to them, and so they had to proceed with the process. But some of these party agents are actually making cases. The PDP party agents are actually laying claims to the fact that maybe there might be a sabotage to the process. The APC is also laying claims, there is controversy. But the state returning officer actually says these problems, these issues have actually been registered, and what they will do is to take the total number of the PVCs that is registered in these polling units, and when the final collation is done, if the margin falls within the range of the two frontliners, and then maybe they would have to know the next step to take. But as it stands, the final collation, the returning officer, as you can see behind me, is working with his colleagues to put in the final collation, and everybody is waiting anxiously. There's a lot of anxiety in this hall, as well as outside. There's a lot of people outside there. Everybody's just waiting for INEC, what the final, verdict of INEC will be, and we're watching closely to see what that is.
Now, you mentioned that the party agents have raised some level of objection. Can you tell us specifically what the objections are?
Well, the PDP party agent was like some of, he mentioned names that some people actually came to the polling unit, to sort of intimidate some of those polling unit agents. While also the PDP also registered some level of intimidation, also over voting. They are also speaking from the same voice, but they are actually throwing blames at each other. So we do not know. It is INEC that will make the final decision. The returning officer also registered that complaint, but they do not know. The problem is they do not know where those 14 polling unit officers are at the moment, including the beavers that were deployed to that polling unit. Nobody knows the whereabouts of those materials, as well as the INEC officers. So we are just waiting for the final, verdict from INEC themselves and what the results will be, and if indeed a winner will be declared today. Precious.
To us about the environment in Plateau State. How high are the stakes of this particular election for residents?
Very high, I tell you, because if you go outside the INEC office, there's a crowd. In fact, the security agencies are trying to maintain law and order. Even right here in this hall, there is building anxiety. Everybody is just looking forward to what the outcome will be. But wherever it is INEC that will decide at the end of the day. But I tell you that it's building a lot of building anxiety. There are people outside waiting for what the final result will be. Even coming here first thing in the morning, they were already stationed there, and the security agencies were trying to calm them down and tell them even before the process started today, the state collation officer had to register with everybody present that he is only doing his job as expected. He is not in favor of anybody, and he tried to calm everybody down and make them understand that they should trust the process, because INEC is trying to maintain a high level of transparency as it can. So it's just everybody's just waiting with bated breath to see what the outcome of this process is going to be in Plateau State. Precious.
And Tijesu, is not just those in Plateau State that are waiting with bated breath. The country is waiting with bated breath. Thank you so much for that update. Our correspondent Tijesu Adeoye live for us in Plateau State.